Howdy, welcome back into my office. Last video I put on, I read an old poem that I wrote, but during the course of the video I mentioned the booklet that I put it in, booklet that I'd sent out. This is actually a copy of one of the first booklets I ever did. It was just a book on how to get a person to change their life if they really want to. And this book started out with another poem that I wrote. I called it Two Sets of Rules. What is this game we play? There are rules to show two different ways. First one shows how to do things right. Follow second rule, you may never see the light. We are the ones that must make the choice to follow the rule commanded by our own voice, to live a life that's upright and clean. This can lead to a heavenly dream. To break the law and live unjust, hell and damnation shall become a must. Peaceful and calm we can be, living for the Lord, that's for me. Lying and thievery you shall do, listen to Satan and he will laugh at you. Read your Bible and constantly pray. Believe in Jesus, that's the way. The name of the game is heaven or hell, so think the rules over and think them over well. These little booklets of mine, I first came up with them back in 1999. But before I started that, I had a real problem in life, and drinking and drugs and all that good stuff. I always wanted to change, but never had the gumption to do it. I guess that's the way to say it. But back Memorial Day weekend, 1998, neighborhood I was living in, we had a neighborhood nut that run around. Everybody said he was nuts. I didn't give him a whole lot of thought, but all the guy did, whenever he come around, he wanted to talk to you about the Bible, read your verses, things like that. So I didn't see that he was doing any harm, trying to hurt anybody. So whenever he come around, I'd let him talk. So on Memorial Day weekend, I was sitting on my porch, and the guy came over. We got talking about drinking and drugs and stuff like that. I just told the guy, yeah, I like to quit. Tried a lot of times, but I always come right back to this. He says, Tim, why don't I pray for you and you'll pray with me? Well, just ask the Lord to help you. Well, I've tried everything else, but I hadn't tried that, so well, let's do it. This guy got on his knees and prayed out loud for the Lord to help me with my addiction. I didn't really think much of it, didn't think it was going to work, but I sure wished it would. But I continued to drink that day. Next day I got up, went to work. Nothing. Didn't have a normal afternoon beer when I got on. Yeah. Day after day, and then week after week, month after month, I wasn't drinking no more. I guess I just had enough. Then I felt like there had to be more. So finally came up with the idea to go to church. Well, I went to church. 16th, 1999, I got baptized. And I was really into believing what was going on. But then somewhere along the way, my looking and my thinking about life had changed. It seemed like things that I had just not paid any attention to, things I had overlooked before, was standing out. It's like what I thought of as right before had turned wrong, and everything that was wrong was right. I don't know, it's hard to explain. So I tried putting it down on paper to explain to people, but that's the way I could figure it. Something what Bill had told me and done, it was real. So finally, I came up with the idea of put these little books together. Try to do something for somebody other than just myself. Try to show somebody something different. I came out with this 2-page thing to start with. I called it The Cure. I came up with The Cure because in the AA meetings and things like that, they said there is no cure for your illness. So somebody tells me there's no cure for an illness, a disease that I got. I just figure on why try to change. Just keep on keeping on. But either way, I came up with this thing and another little page, just a 2-page thing. And at the very ending of it, right down here, I have 5 different little suggestions on what to do. Say a prayer. Number 1 is say a prayer to yourself. Ask God for the strength to overcome your addiction. Number 2, just don't say anything to anyone. Just stop on your own. Number 3, always believe in yourself. You can do whatever you want if you keep a sober head. Number 4, never listen to anyone under the influence of alcohol and drugs. They are offering advice on how you should live. And then here's a real hard one. When you get off it, the world starts changing for you. When you see things that you didn't see before, and people start telling you you're a nut. You will get to a point where you feel like you are losing your mind. When this happens, get involved in a church or find AA meetings to attend. Well, that's pretty much what I did when I felt like I was losing my mind. But that was still, it's hard to understand what they're telling you there in the church and the AA meetings. It's like they're just not telling you everything. So what I had to do to reassure that I wasn't going completely psycho is I enrolled in one of correspondence course, college correspondence course, private investigator. I started getting 100% on all of them, and what reading I was doing was, it would more or less tell me everything I was seeing and all changes. It was just a natural thing that most people already seeing, already knows. Just one of those things that just got to remain quiet. So I don't know. It's kind of nuts, but I got me some psychology books and read them. Just trying to get a good understanding. It's very hard to do. And right now, even after all this time, it's still hard to explain. But I did, after I did the book, that little booklet, I believed in it so much, I did send it around all over the place. I don't know if you can see that, but I had sent a copy even into the governor's office. They may have thought I was a nut too. Well, there's a verse I put on the back of this little card I got printed up from John 15:16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. Well, I asked for two things. I asked to get over my addiction. They give me that. I asked for a way for me to kindly tell my story. He did that in my booklets. This is one that I put out a few years ago. And here is going to be the cover of a new one I'm putting out. And now this YouTube thing, I figure I'm going to go forth and bring fruit. Thanks very much.